do look for alpha for you. They will find an alpha for you, and they will propose you a strategy, but you are the person who deploys this strategy.
What is currently required to design a vault? Can I just vibe code it without having any technical skills? Do I need to be familiar with any type of coding language, Solidity?
The vault competition, so more and more we will encourage more community members to build strategies, and we will promote them as well. We will give points.
Can you explain the liquidity flow of a few $1,000 deposited into your current vault that is live?
When you trust some LLM that can hallucinate or can do some funky things with your money, there's no way people are gonna deposit more than $100 there. Yeah, I don't see a value there.
Good morning and welcome back to episode 20 of the Odyssey Podcast. Can't believe we've already reached so many episodes after so little time. Today we are joined by Neo, who is the CEO of Almanac, a project building in the DeFAI sector. Neo, do you want to start by giving a brief intro to yourself? How did you find your ways into the industry and how did Almanac emerge?
Hey, sure. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me. So yeah, I'm Neo. I'm in the space for 8-9 years. And before Almanac, I've been working as a mathematician, data scientist, and overall a DeFi trader in the DeFi space. I've been working hands-on, designing literally every type of DeFi protocol, like, just building products and mathematics for AMMs, lending markets, perps, insurance protocols. I even designed one game, Token Economy. So yeah, I'm like very, very DeFi savvy person. And yeah, I've met my co-founder 4 years ago, who's like an AI engineer, and we knew that AI gonna be big, and we started to build here. We don't like to call ourselves DeFAI because we think DeFAI has a bad connotation. There is like very low quality project there. We are just crypto AI, or like we utilize AI to build crypto or to make crypto better. Overall, AI is a vibe coding company, and we build product that allow people in a no-code environment build code and basically use it for trading, for asset management, and so on. So yeah, that's it about Almanac. And yeah, would love to share more if you have more questions.
Of course, maybe let's start by defining and clearing up what DeFi actually is, because there are a lot of projects that have emerged ever since November, December last year who have AI in the name, but at the end of the day, it is just an algorithm with AI as a branding that is allocating funds between some DeFi strategies. So can you, as a builder in the space, clarify what is DeFi, what is not DeFi, and what's the value proposition of the space?
Yeah. So DeFi, I haven't seen any project in DeFi that will be ever capable of managing big assets. And let's be honest, crypto is all about asset management. And the promise of crypto was the money is safe there. Yeah, it's even safer than in your bank because the keys are yours. Whereas in DeFi, when you trust some LLM that can hallucinate or can do some funky things with your money, there's no way people are gonna deposit more than $100 there. Yeah, I don't see a value there. I see actually more risks than value I'm getting from there. Yes, I can text the protocol to, or like the LLM to swap something for me, but like if I'm swapping $1 million, I prefer to do it old school way with MetaMask or whatever. So I just don't see like DeFi has a tremendous value proposition for normal users. Maybe some memcoin traders, which I think is the worst thing that has happened to crypto, the memes. So yeah, we at Almanac are focused purely on building products that are meant to accommodate billions of dollars. So instead of like, using LLM, which is an innovation, we are using AI to basically build code that is institutional graded using AI. So again, Almanac is a vibe coding company. You can type a strategy and AI agent's going to execute the code to build the strategy. Yeah. So instead of paying, I don't know, $500,000 a year to a quant, you likely need more than one, probably like 6. You can just go to Almanac. You can tell the agents what to do, and they're just going to build a strategy for you. And the strategy is fully auditable, fully verifiable, fully deterministic. So there's no way something funky going to happen with your money because you can see the code. Yeah. Once the strategy is being deployed, the strategy manages the assets for you on blockchain. You can give the strategy the permissions. So again, there's the trust verifiability thanks to the blockchain layer. So yeah, we don't like to be put in any of the baskets. We think we are building something totally new and totally for the users. We've been working with so many different asset managers, and we just asked them, okay, guys, what's the best in the blockchain? They said like trustless, permissionless, composability. Okay, we got it. What's the best in AI? AI code faster and AI analyzes data faster. That's it. There's nothing more. Yeah. So those are the two things.
Yeah, I've been very active in a few DeFi yield syndicates in the past years, and we've recently had a discussion about AI agents and DeFAI there too. And many of the people there have been very cynical and rather afraid to deposit any money with AI agents because there are a lot of concerns about that money getting misallocated, about the agent missing some certain edge case that will get exploited on the protocol side, or even the AI agents getting exploited themselves, as we've seen with Fraser AI, which was, I think it came up around 6 or 7 months ago, was a project designed to keep funds locked in a vault, and you had to pay for a try to trick the AI agents into releasing the funds. And some person, I think, managed to do it for, I think, $50,000. And so that I think was a good example that these AI agents are not resistant to manipulation. I'm not saying that humans are either, but I mean, at least you kind of have a little control about over your own mistakes versus an AI agent. I think
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. This is the exactly the same example we've been using many times as a bad example. And there's also like indirect prom injection risks and many others. We just think that why would we reinvent the wheel? Big money has been using algorithms before, but they like to verify them before. They like to code them. They like those algorithms to be deterministic and finished, and so they can simulate, backtest, optimize it. Yeah, there's no space in a big asset managers for code evolves or code we'll do something else or we'll find a way. No, there's no way. No one gonna deposit more than $10 to it. Yeah.
100% agree. Gauntlet, which is a very prestigious vault curation company, they recently published a Twitter thread, I think it was 2 weeks ago, about three main types of DeFi AI agents. And they separated it into research agents who basically just curate informations through like LLM interactions. Then the second category is UI agents, which abstract away the user interface of certain DeFi applications and just make the interactions from the user side easier. And then their third category is execution agents that autonomously deploy strategies. Would you say that what Almanac is building is fitting into any of these three categories, or is it fitting somewhere in between?
It's somewhere in between and kind of nowhere here. So Almanac. So let's get some basics. Let's start with some basics. So Almanac has two components. One is the infrastructure on a blockchain, and the idea behind this infrastructure that had to be fully permissionless, trustless, and when you deposit assets there, you have to have custody on them. Yeah. Our agents do not deploy assets. Our agents do not manage even the assets. You are managing the assets technically. So that's the difference. Our agents design a strategy for you. Yes, so they do look for alpha for you. They will find an alpha for you and they will propose you a strategy, but you are the person who deploys this strategy. So that's the main difference. Almanac overall has three teams of agents. One is the strategy building team. So basically, those are 8 agents that collaborate together to build the strategy: coder, strategist, debugger, QA, permissions. It sets up the permissions of the blockchain, and that's it. And this strategy has to be deployed by you. Can the agent and now another team enters? Another team is an optimization team. And this team optimizes this strategy by basically monitoring it. And this team also gonna propose to you, hey, I think you can optimize the strategy here and there. But you are the manager, you are making the call. You can't let the agents manage the strategy and add it by itself, because then all the manipulations are back and all the exploits are possible. Yeah. So agents do not manage money. Agents just code faster and agents analyze data for you faster. Yeah, so that's it. And the last agent team that I haven't mentioned, I did, is the alpha seeking team. So this is basically the team that in an abstract way, in a simulated environment, tests multiple different scenarios of the strategies and propose you, hey, I think I found some alpha, let's code the strategy. But those are three separate teams that you are connect, you are the leader of them, because the agent still requires leadership, and you are the end decision maker, because if you lose $100 million, you're gonna be sued. You can't sue the agents. Yeah. So again, we ask ourselves the question how to build protocol for billions of dollars. We collaborated with billions of dollars asset allocators and asked them, hey guys, would you use it? And they said, we would use it only if you build it in that way.
I think that addresses a lot of the concerns in terms of technical risk and execution risk that many of the people who I interact with too on a daily basis have had with AI managed strategies as they've been advertised by a couple of other protocols. So can you explain the liquidity flow of, let's say, a few hundred or a few $1,000 deposited into your current vault that is live, the Autonomous Liquidity USD vault? How does it flow? How does it get allocated? What are the additional risks? What are the additional rewards versus just doing it manually?
Yeah. So this vault, by the way, is fully designed, or like 95% designed by AI. It was one of the first, so the 5% was required by our community members to connect some of the dots. But overall, we are currently getting on 99% already, and I hope in 2 weeks we're going to be on 100%, fully designed by AI. So instead of designing something like that would take a coder, I don't know, month to 3, probably couple of quants. That it has been designed in 2 days. In 2 days from the idea to deployment. So the progress is tremendous, and now we are talking minutes. Yeah, it's going to be designed in minutes. So that's what I really wanted to mention. When it comes to the flow, the strategy code is fully verifiable and deterministic and finished. It will not change. Yeah, if it changes, we will notify you guys. Yeah, but AI cannot change it. AI cannot like update the strategy code. What can change the strategy code is like the assets that the permissions the strategy has would be added or subtracted. However, all of those permissions are on chain, so you can see them. Yeah, so it's fully verifiable. So those are the most important things. So that the AI isn't gonna do anything. Yeah, that all the permissions that the strategy, which is not AI, is just a code, can or can't do are on chain. So this is very important. When it comes to deposits of the assets, it's pretty simple. You deposit USDC, and the strategy picked up this USDC and checks the APY of the highest yielding USDC positions on Morpho, Aave, Compound, and I think Yearn, and you need to double check me, and I think Fluid as well. And every 48 hours, applying the optimal portfolio optimization, which is like it also considers the capital impact on the market, just allocates it. Yeah, it's simple strategy. It's very simple. What's the upside of using it instead of doing it by yourself? You can do it by yourself, but then every 48 hours you need to sit in your computer. You need to pay the gas. You need to do the calculation by yourself. Here, the gas is paid by, the pool, yeah, from the management fee that the community has set up, community contributors. So yeah, it's just more convenient. Can you do it by yourself? Of course you can. Can you do it manually? Of course you can. It's just more convenient, yeah. And we want to announce pretty soon the Vault competition. So more and more, we will encourage more community members to build strategies, and we will promote them as well. We will give points towards those ones as well. That was the first Vault, so we took it slow, but overall we anticipate in the next 2 months probably 3-4 more, and in September we're gonna fully open it up for everyone. So it's gonna be a fully open marketplace.
What is currently required from vault strategist perspective to design a vault? Can I just kind of vibe code it without having any technical skills? Do I need to be familiar with any type of coding language, Solidity, or how does the workflow of creating a new strategy and a new vault?
You just go to the strategy creator. You need to follow some rules. Yeah, obviously you cannot tell the vault, hey, make me money using USDC. Yeah, it's you can say it to AI, because it's gonna ask you tons of questions. But overall, you need to be you need to be relatively savvy with DeFi. You need to tell the AI which protocols you want to interact with. You need to give the AI which assets you want to interact with. Yeah. You need to give the AI the risks you are okay with, the drawdowns and things like that. So you need to be relatively financially savvy. But coding wise, absolutely nothing. When it comes to auditing the code that AI gonna produces to you, coding skills or like reading the code is required, but you can hire someone else that's gonna do the audit for you. We're also gonna work with a third party providers for that.
Is there going to be like a community auditing where it just gets automated through like a, I don't know, consortium of Almanac community members, or is there a standardized path to auditing? Because I think that's something where if I was a strategist, but also if I was a large depositor, I would want to have some sort of standardized risk framework on the code auditing side.
So what's the industry standard in the quant firms is you just do the back test and simulate it. So you see the strategy and you stress test it like crazy in a simulated controlled environment. So this is the standard. When it comes to the code audit, we'll be working with third-party professionals that you can pay, for example, portion of the performance fee, and they're gonna like maintain your code. Yeah, so that's the way. We don't want to, be a provider as Almanac because we think there would be a conflict of interest. So yeah, we prefer to outsource this to third-party providers. If the community wants to do that, sure, we're gonna let market to decide.
In terms of strategies, what kind of strategies are you able to include in the vaults right now? Is it limited to very simple lending strategies? Can you deploy looping strategies also with a little faster, rebalancing faster than every 48 hours?
Yeah. Yes, answering to all your questions, everything is possible. We will divide the product release in a couple of stages from simple reason like we want to see how it works. We want to start with something more simple. We want to, we don't want to overload the system. If we have too many bug reports, we just not will be able to fix it. But overall, all you ask is possible. Even Texas integrations is possible. So you'll be able to do a funding rate arbitrage between Binance and Hyperliquid. You will be able to do looping. You will be able to do complex PT strategies on Pendle. All of it's possible. We are currently supporting in testing environment eight chains and above 150 protocols, and we're also gonna integrate more. On 7th of August, we will launch the first version, which will be limited to Ethereum only and to TA-based strategies only, plus stablecoins. Yeah. So you'll be able to, we think that nothing gonna break. It's gonna be working very flawlessly as a first test. In weeks, we're gonna be adding more and more features. So you will be able to do literally anything TA wise, like Bollinger Bands, I don't know, reverse, margin averages, anything you want. Yeah, like when it comes to the TA, everything gonna be included, and it's gonna be working. And slowly, we're gonna be adding more.
That's pretty cool. It also gives an outlet to all the debaters between if TA is working or not, whether it's just
of course. Yeah. It might be. It's quant based, so you can do high frequency trading. You can do many things. With the high frequency trading, the gas cost is a problem. Yeah, but you can do that, and the AI gonna design it for you. You also asked the question about the rebalancing in frequency. Yeah, we set up for like the community set up for 48 hours because of the gas optimization. But I think the bigger is the pool, the more frequent they can do that. So yeah, it's totally up to you.
Can you set the standards and limits of the strategy in a way that it is very conscious about exiting fees, entry fees into certain strategies it deploys into? Because that is something I would consider quite challenging. For example, if you're engaging in looping strategies, that if the agent or if the parameters of the strategy are not explicitly aware of slippage cost for entering the vault or exiting the vault, certain gas fees, maybe some duration risks because some of the assets you're lending or borrowing have to be redeemed, and that takes a certain period. Like, are you able to set parameters for all of these things?
Of course. So this is exactly what I mentioned, that you need to have some certain knowledge to design a strategy. If you just come to the platform and say, hey, build me a looping strategy, it's going to build it for you. But because of what we just mentioned, it's going to likely be losing money. Yeah. So you can run it. You can, for example, run a simulation or backtest it and see, okay, it's losing money. I need to discover why. And then you see, okay, it was rebalancing too frequent. Then I need to add exactly this logic. Yeah. So everything is possible.
That's pretty cool. So who do you like? What's your outreach? What's your growth strategy? How are you trying to get strategists on board?
So we are running currently closed alpha. We have 10 strategists that are giving us feedback and basically building with us. We've been working with a couple of community members before they launched the first pool. Everything is like community driven. We will open up, like I said, we will open up the first TA-based strategies on 7th, and hopefully every couple of weeks we'll be adding more and more. Like I said, in tests, everything is working 99, 95%, depends. So we want to make it 100. So on the liquidity provision, you can deploy liquidity anytime you want. We are just launching, a liquidity mining campaign. And how we want to, so there are like two types of users. The first are like the strategy/vault curators, and the other are liquidity providers. And we will use very similar model as Curve has. So basically, people will be able to vote using Almanac token where the emission should go. And the emission will be streamed towards these vault contributors and liquidity providers. And let's say 50-50. It's likely going to be adapted. We don't have the data to make the decision yet based on that yet. But we'll be incentivizing both liquidity providers and the strategy curators to build on Almanac with the emission.
In terms of cross-chain deployments, are there any plans to expand beyond the EVM to also access strategies, let's say on Solana, maybe in a couple of months when the ecosystem has matured on Sui? Maybe
we need to see the demand. We need to see the demand from there. Let's be honest, Solana doesn't have very sophisticated traders. It just means if a $1 billion fund is going to come to us and tell us, hey, we want to do some sophisticated strategies on Solana, sure. For now, we didn't see the demand there. On Ethereum, there is a demand. Yeah.
How does
on
the
EVMs.
Okay, but if you set up a vault, I would assume the vaults are accessible on EVM mainnet right now.
Yeah.
So how does the cross-chain deployment and the execution side across EVM chains work? Is it able to do that autonomously? Do you always have to manually approve that? Are there considerations of like bridging costs and slippage?
Yeah. Everything can be included into the strategy. You just need to deploy you can just deploy the vault on one chain, and the strategy through the EVM, through the Ethereum vault, for example, can trade somewhere else. Yeah, you don't have to have vault deployed on 3 different chains. You can just have the deploy vault on one chain and trade on 3 different chains. It doesn't matter.
In terms of the width of the vault strategy, how abstract are you able to go? For example, can you instruct it to automatically just sleuth and query, let's say, Pendle and Morpho and Euler every single day and look for new opportunities there autonomously, also of vaults or looping strategies or on Pendle PTs that have not been launched when the strategy initially got deployed? Or do you always have to proactively input and suggest it, like new places to look at?
You can use the strategy agents to basically look for new the alpha seeking agents to look for a new seeking pools. But if the new pool appears, you need to update the strategy manually. Yeah, because otherwise, if we allow it to be updated automatically, what stops the strategy to basically accept some scammy pool.
No,
Yeah.
I agree with that from a technical risk, but from a depositor's point of view, how do I get informed if I'm deployed into a strategy and now the strategist wants to manually edit the strategy into some new protocols that get included?
Yeah.
Maybe where I'm not fine with the risk profile. How does that work?
So exposure. So basically, you need to trust the strategists a little bit, but the idea is the standard is that you go to the website and you see all the assets that are being accepted by the strategy. So the permissions that have been signed, and the pools are being managed by multisigs. You can follow the multisigs. It's up to the strategy curator to set up, so for example, some time mechanisms. So for example, there's a 7 days delay when there's some updates are being signed. Yeah. So we will be working on like notifying automatic notifications of the users, but basically DAO will probably control and see, hey, this strategy is about to update the permissions. You guys need to reconsider that. So we're going to be adding a lot of like, industry standard time logs and so on to basically limit the potential exploits there. But overall, everything is transparent. Yeah.
How does the revenue and business model work for both of the Vault strategists and also from Almanac side? Is there a fixed cut you're taking out? Is there a fixed performance fee, management fee? How are the vaults and how are you making money?
Yeah. It's up to the Vault curator to set up the performance and the management fee. They can set up 100%. We don't care. It's up to them. I think current setup is like 0.1% management and 10% performance. It all goes to them for now. Eventually, we want to introduce Almanac DAO, and Almanac DAO would vote on how much the cut should be. And all of this money gonna go back to the treasury of the ecosystem and likely gonna be redistributed back in a similar way as Curve tokens are being redistributed back into the vaults. So we want to create this loop of like the best vaults are being rewarded because they make a lot of money, so they pay back.
In terms of the legal implications there, so are you essentially able as an individual, regardless where you're based, to set up what is in practice equivalent to your own crypto liquid fund via an Almanac strategy and let other people deposit into that?
I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not sure where are you based, but if your country, when you are based in, doesn't allow you to do that, you shouldn't do that. Yeah, that's that simple.
But yeah, sounds straightforward. In terms of the tax implications, so is that you are, if you're depositing USDC, are you getting more USDC back, or is there sort of a receipt token that is value accruing? So would it be?
Yeah, it's a value accruing token. Yeah, it's fully fungible. As far as I know, I haven't been talking with the community members for a while, but I think they are working on like putting it on Euler, making a liquidity market for it. So basically like building the kind of own stable coin or like tokenized strategy, tokenized AI managed strategy. That's how they like to be called. Yeah. Tokenized AI strategies.
It would be interesting if the vault tokens of Almanac become fungible and integratable
They
into
are
the
fungible.
Legos.
They are fully fungible. You can trade them. I think there already is a market for them. You can already like trade them. You can already like exit and buy faster. Now they are working on integration with like Morpho and Euler. So yeah,
That would be interesting because let's imagine you have a strategy that is based on looping on Euler and Morpho, and then you get the receipt token of that Almanac strategy, and then you start looping that token on Euler and Morpho itself.
Yeah, we are aware of that. We
You
can't
get
stop
leverage.
them. It's DeFi. People do whatever they like. It's up to you to evaluate the risks of these behaviors. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just generally, if you're looking at the maturation of a DeFi space that we've seen over, let's say, the last 6 months with protocols introducing duration matching that have junior and senior tranches and kind of this stripping apart and then kind of recombining the modular and money Lego capabilities of DeFi, I think we are going to end up with a lot of interesting new, let's say, risk situations to monitor in the next couple of months because there's a lot of internal leveraging going on. But on the other hand, since almost all of it is still over collateralized, the systems themselves should be rather robust. But I do think we are due for some liquidation cascades if there is ever some black swan or some very outsized volatility event to happen.
So far, it was historically Ethereum itself, the mainnet was extremely robust. There was no bad liquidation or bad debt being accrued. I used to be a risk auditor, or like I was building protocols to exactly avoid it. So I'm very familiar with the problems, and I've never seen on Ethereum bad liquidation being accrued because of the Ethereum design. Yeah. Because of the protocol design, some mathematics was wrong, yes, but Ethereum itself was always delivering.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see whether we are able to prevent these sort of hidden internal leverages building up as it happened in traditional finance in 2008 and 2009.
I don't think we can. We just need to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, everything that can get leveraged and that can get
people are gonna find a way.
Yeah.
People are gonna find a way.
Our industry attracts a certain type of people which have
they really don't like to be say what they can or can't do. Yeah.
But I think it's an at the end of the day, it's a honest and merit driven playground. I mean, if it can get exploited, it will get exploited, and I think it's much better to have like the ability to experiment around permissionlessly, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and yeah, there's a little bit of financial Darwinism here.
Exactly.
Where would you, in the competitive landscape, Almanac currently fits in? We've seen in November and December of last year, in 2024, quite a bit of a run up in the whole like AI agents, DeFi, AI, meta. We've seen like analyst agents like AI XBT. Then there have been these sort of AI adjacent DAOs on Solana with AI. Then there have been these DeFAI strategist agents. I think it was called Vader AI. I have not kept up with them a lot over the last couple of months. Then there are some of the very like reputable liquid fund teams working on something similar to Almanac. I think Dialectic is working on Machina, which is also sort of a framework to deploy your own strategies and kind of fund adjacent vaults on certain blockchains. Where would you say do you fit into this competitive landscape?
Yeah, so again, we are a vibe coding company. So we are focused on providing robust no-code environment for finance. The reason why we started in crypto space is because the data are for free, but eventually we don't mind expanding to traditional finance as well. So overall, we are building software for finance, vibe coding software for finance. Therefore, we don't like to compare ourselves only to crypto projects. There are great crypto projects, but the highest valued companies that we like to compare ourselves are Cursor, Cognition AI, or Windsurf. Those are all like, software development tools that basically allows you to code faster. That's it. In the crypto space, the companies you mentioned, I think what we've heard the most, which is a little bit of misleading, is Giza as well. But Giza has just one product, and the Giza product is like what our AI build in 2 days. So this is like what we are like, comparing ourselves to. Yeah.
If you're looking into the future, let's say until the end of the year and maybe 12 months outlook, how do you envision Almanac's success to look like? Where in the whole DeFi space and vibe coding finance sector do you want to position yourselves?
Yeah. So we definitely want to spread our reach across Texas next. So basically be a coding platform for Texas as well. So if you are a trader on Tex, it's like, I hope even this year the integration would happen. And after we want to go into TradFi as well. Depends if reward asset is going to be first on chain. Maybe we don't have to. I doubt. But eventually want to also expand to traditional finance and basically like, allow all the traders to basically use this software.
Very nice. So do you want to build a whole hub around the functionality, kind of like Hyperliquid is offering with the Hyperliquid vaults, where you try to introduce a social layer to that entire ecosystem as well, where people can interact and deposit into the vaults of like their favorite, let's say, crypto Twitter traders or whoever is out there.
But yeah, we are not social experts. Like there's like 14 people in the company, and 13 of them are mathematicians or STEM degrees, like software engineers. So We're definitely going to outsource it, but we don't mind allowing people to do some social science around it. We were very pragmatic. If our software allows people to make money, it would work.
Nice. So hopefully, finally, a solid product in crypto, which is not. I mean, there have been a lot of discussions about crypto having a growth and a BD problem, but whenever you think about it deeply, it's mostly due to crypto just lacking useful products that are robust.
Exactly. I fully agree with that. Yeah. Like we are building shitty products that are unmarketable. Like that's the problem of the crypto
there's
space.
No product, like what do you want to grow? What do you want to BD? And I think
Exactly.
it's a very healthy approach to be product first. I think in Web2 and in traditional finance and startups, there has been this saying, first time founders focus on product, second time founders focus on distribution. But if you leave the product angle completely aside and you ignore to even build a useful product, I mean, there's no point in focusing on distribution, because there's simply nothing to distribute. Maybe as a last topic for this podcast, you currently have a points campaign going on, if I remember correctly, and there is going to be an Almanac token in the future. So, could you spill a little bit of alpha there? How can people participate, and what is there to expect on that side?
Yeah, so we launched the point campaign. It's you can just deposit into Almanac or play with our software. You can deposit into the vault. We will be launching more vaults, and we will be increasing the points. The points, we are very transparent with it. 1 point is more or less 1 token. It can slightly vary, but overall, in this particular campaign, we are distributing around half of the percent of the total token supply. We will increase it in 14th of August, or maybe even sooner. Depends. And then it will be like way more to earn. Apart from that, visit cookie.fun a religion. We just launched a capital attention market with them. This is one of the first product where you are earning for being our supporter on Twitter. However, you also need to use the platform. So that totally limits, like empty yappers or the noise. You have to actually deposit into the platform. You have to invest into the platform.
We've seen a lot of these empty yappers in the past couple of weeks.
So we are like excluding them totally. We believe that our product is for people that need to know what they are doing. Yeah, like we already seen so many people trying to, yap about Almanac, and it was absolute bullshit. So now we limited it dramatically to the people that actually understand the industry, actually understand what it is about. So this is what we are also very excited about. So yeah, please visit Cookie Free Legion, check out Almanac points, check out like how you can snap about us, what you need to do to become a snapper. You can either invest in Almanac or you can deposit $500 into the vault. And read the papers, the efforts, read the white papers. There's so many materials, scientific materials written by our team of PhDs. We have 3 PhDs in the company, from the neuroscience degrees, from like physics degrees. You're gonna enjoy it. So we really want to build something with fundamentals, and read those papers. Then start tweeting. Yeah.
Sounds great. Well, it's amazing having you on. I think Almanac is one of the most interesting products in the infrastructure DeFi side being built right now. I think it's a much needed tooling kit for all the DeFi strategists out there to kind of bring a little more structure to what we're actually doing, and also unlock this entire market of other people engaging with them by depositing in their vaults. I think in the DeFi Yield Syndicate, where I'm active, that will get a lot of positive resonance and feedback, because I think a lot of people there would be willing to set up a vault there. So it was amazing having you on, Neo. Where can people find you?
Thank you very
Where
much.
can people find Almanac? I'll make sure to put all of the links into the podcast description.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a nice day. It was great having you on.
Cheers. Bye-bye.